You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Ria Tanwat Cotrillo. Our source today, Prosecutor General Benedicto Malcontento. Now, star witness and former Bureau of Corrections Chief Rafael Ragos clears Senator Leila De Lima of her alleged involvement in the illegal drug trade. Did you see this coming?
No, frankly, no. Because we believe in the system, we believe in his oath. When he took his oath before the courts and when he testified in Congress at the Senate, we believe that because we respect the institutions. So if you, since you're asking me if some sort of, we were surprised, we are.
All right. When Kerwin Espinosa recanted his statement against Senator De Lima last week, you said that this would have no bearing on Senator De Lima's case. But is that still the case now that Ragos has also recanted his statement?
The situation is different because Kerwin Espinosa is not a witness for the prosecution in the two cases, whereas Ragos testified in the first case. Now, an answer to your question, there would always be effect because in this particular case, Ragos, in effect, impeached his own testimony. So it affects his own testimony.
Right. And for Ragos himself, sir, he said in an affidavit that he lied in his testimony in congressional hearings, in media interviews, and even before the court. So will Ragos be held liable for doing this? This is considered perjury, no?
That's correct. And there are private complainants here. And we heard that they will be filing charges. So insofar as the Department of Justice is concerned, we'll just wait if these charges are filed or any entity would file against them, and we will just have to decide accordingly.
Okay, sir, Ragos also said, and this was a major part of what was in that affidavit, was that he said he was threatened with detention if he didn't cooperate. He also cited the involvement of then Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre. Will you investigate Aguirre and those who may have forced or coerced Ragos into saying what he said originally?
First and foremost, the former Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre can ably represent himself. But insofar as the Department of Justice is concerned, the direction of our Secretary of Justice is taking into account that this allegation, it is best that this matter be referred to the Office of the Ombudsman because we are dealing here with a former Secretary of Justice. And there are also allegations against current members of the panel. So the best course of action is to refer this case to another entity, which is the Ombudsman is in the best position to do this.
All right, sir, do you see any connection between the decisions of Espinosa and Ragos to recant what they said? Is there any connection between that, and why do you think they're only doing this now?
That's a good question. Thank you for that. Because one after the other, and by Monday we have an election, so we can presume, reasonably presume, that there is a connection here. But insofar as politics is concerned, that is our assessment. But for the cases are concerned, the prosecution is still firm that insofar as the first case is concerned, wherein Ragos testified, we have other cases for that case, and we are not solely relying on the testimony of Ragos. And I'll have to correct that Ragos is not a star witness. He is one of the witnesses. That is the correct status of his testimony here.
All right, but for you, sir, you feel these recantations are politically motivated given the timing? That's what you're saying?
We're looking at that as well. However, what is the effect of this latest affidavit is concerned insofar as the cases are concerned? Now, until and unless this affidavit is brought formally to the court and forms part of the record of the case, it has no effect as of this time. We presume, though, that this affidavit will be presented by the defense. And when that happens, now it is now a reverse role. We will be given a chance now to cross-examine Ragos because the current and the latest affidavit, it's not automatic that it is considered by the court. The court will have to weigh as between the two affidavits. The first affidavit, wherein it was followed by a series of testimonies coming from Ragos, and this current and this latest affidavit, it is the duty of the court now to weigh what to believe or not to believe at all. So now the matter is pending with our courts, and we will have to wait and respect whatever the decision of the courts insofar as Ragos is concerned, and whatever is the decision insofar as the cases are concerned.
Sir, former Supreme Court spokesperson Ted Te said that Ragos's affidavit is a very serious charge, and he said that this taints the entire process of probable cause determination, and at worst, it's basis for reasonable doubt. What's your reaction to that statement?
That is echoing the statement and the opinion of the defense. Of course, we respect their opinions and whatever their strategies are. Obviously, this matter and this affidavit will be used by the defense. But as I've said, we will cross-examine Ragos. And based on our jurisprudence, it is not automatic that the latest affidavit is the one to be believed by the courts. We have so many decided cases here that the initial affidavits are the one being honored by the court because our jurisdiction, our jurisprudence frown at recantation because a question here arises. What would happen in the future? Will Ragos also say in the future that his current affidavit is a product of coercion? It remains to be seen, and it can happen in the future. So then again, let's just allow the courts and the judges to decide on the weight of these conflicting affidavits of Ragos.
All right. Sir, earlier you mentioned the ombudsman, and Attorney Te also said that the ombudsman has motu proprio powers to investigate this. Do you think the ombudsman should do it? Will they do it?
If they will exercise the motu proprio powers, it will be good for us because the subject matter of the investigation and the persons involved are former officials of the Department of Justice, and some are current members of the prosecution panel. It is better for everybody that the ombudsman takes cognizance of this issue.
Sir, what about the DOJ? Can the DOJ also investigate this matter?
We can, but the direction of the Secretary of Justice here in our discussion is that given the personalities involved, it is best addressed by the Office of the Ombudsman.
All right. Now, obviously, the camp of Senator De Lima wants the charges to be dropped following the affidavit of Ragos. Is this possible? If it is, how soon could it happen?
Not automatic, as I have said, because, they're declaring it in public, but the real venue is with the courts now. It has to be presented in court, and the prosecutors must be given the chance to cross-examine Ragos. And in addition to that, not only Ragos, insofar as the first case is concerned, the defense listed more than 100 witnesses. So more or less, these witnesses would have to be presented. And for the court to decide the guilt or innocence of Senator De Lima and the other accused, because I'll have to inform the public that in the first case, the demurrer to evidence, meaning in layman's terms, the motion to dismiss filed by the camp of Senator De Lima was already denied by the court, meaning as it stands now, the prosecution's evidence is strong. So the sole recantation on the part of Ragos will not automatically result to a acquittal. So the court may not even believe this latest affidavit.
All right, sir. The camp of Senator De Lima has called this the greatest frame-up in Philippine history and a direct attack on the justice system. What's your comment on that, sir?
Oh, well, it is expected coming from the defense and coming from the accused. But then again, what is basic here is respect of institutions. In this particular case, we have an independent judiciary. So we have to respect the judges, we have to respect the judiciary. Now, when one of the cases was dismissed, and they were happy about it. And now that the two cases are pending, I think the same reaction should be expected, that we have to await the decisions of the courts and so far as these two pending cases are concerned.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. That was Prosecutor General Benedicto Malcontento. Thank you for your time. And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Ria Tanwan Cotrillo. You're watching CNN Philippines.